So yeah, the recording has been started. Okay, fine. So yesterday we have seen the background property and the color property. So today's class will be about the styling of text, font, links and list. Okay, so with this, I suppose we will be done with 40% of CSS and you guys will be good to go to start designing websites, because most of the times it's all about styling the font, styling the links and styling the list. Okay, so the only bigger part which is left with us is the box model. Okay, if you know box model, then you can do your layouts. Okay, so after the layouts there are certain properties which are used in placing the blocks, as I said, box model, right? So everything will be a box later. So then the next topic will involve in placing those boxes. Okay, that is all about the coming classes. Okay, so today what I do here is I'll just list out the syntax of everything, and I'll be doing my portfolio again right from the scratch. Okay, we'll see a single page layout. Okay, and then we move ahead and start styling using all these properties which will be mentioned in today's class. Okay, so even before going there, I want to discuss about two tags which are called HTML layout tags. These tags are called HTML layout tags. So do you know anything about HTML layout tags? Okay, the div and span. Do you know anything about these two tags, div and span? Yes? Nothing? No? Okay, fantastic. Let's see. So what exactly div and span? Div and span are used to lay the layouts. Okay, so until now we are using p tag, right? We are using p tag to write any content, if you can remember it. Okay, but p is not so suitable for everything. P is only for paragraph. Now what if I need to maintain containers? Like let's say this is a container. Inside there is an image and there is some text and there are links. Okay, so this is now I cannot do this using p. P is only used for containing the text. So what do we need now is we need a container. So container is nothing but which has everything, right? Container in general, what a container is, which contains something. Okay, container, this is a container, the external, the outmost layout is called container. Let's say this is an example. Okay, so container, and this is an image. Okay, and this is our text. So I gave a box because we will talk about box model, because everything looks like a box. I'll show you how that happens. Okay, so this is text. Okay, and then at the very bottom these guys. These guys are links. So to achieve this kind of layout, so I call this as a layout. To achieve this kind of a layout, p tag is not sufficient. Hence we need to use the HTML layout tags, div and span, which does nothing. They have no formatting, they cannot format anything, but they are only used as containers. Right, they're used as containers. Hi Satyanarayana. Great. So let's just see what exactly this div and span has. Okay, hi Chinmay, how are you? Great. So we just started the class. Okay, so I don't want to just go. I did not want to wait. So guys, be ready. be ready before 5, so that we can discuss very well, because seriously I don't have time after 6:30. I can even push this to 4:30 if you guys want to, but I cannot really push this after 6:30, because 6:30 I have something else to do. Okay, so that's one thing in mind. Keep one thing in mind. And one more thing, I need a help from you guys. Okay, if you could do this, what I really need is uh, there is some problem with Tudo's Live. Oh, I'll type here instead of talking. So this is off topic. Okay, so I need a help. This is it. Oops. Yeah, the timings, I cannot stay after 6:30. But I can come early at 4:30. So that is about timings. So the other thing I was talking about is, no, what I'm saying is, guys, be here early. I can't really waste time. So even before 5, log in and be on the call, be on the class. Okay. So the other help I was asking about is, there is some problem in Tudo's Live. Okay, so take this as an assignment. This is really important assignment for designers. Okay, so if you want to care more about user experience, okay, there are two terms in designing: user experience and user interface. We are learning about user interface. User experience comes from experience, which I'll be giving you a small assignment. Now what I really want you guys to do is, okay, send tudoslive.com to your friends, email or WhatsApp or message on phone, anything. Do not tell anything to them. Just say them, hey, this is my project, this is my assignment. Okay, so tell them, what does tudoslive.com do? What do you understand from the site? Okay, ask them to give 3 points. Okay, make them point wise. It's called points. Okay, send. Ask them, what does this website do? Tell at least 3 points. Do not tell anything about this. Okay, just pick random 10 or 20 friends, those friends who can who takes your words and you can do this. Okay, so what this will tell us, okay, now the purpose of any website is that users must understand and users should feel easy to use. That is called user experience. User experience is all about how easy is a website to use. There should be less friction. Okay, so there should be less friction in any website. So when I say less friction, that means we should not make users to think. Actually, we should not, hey, what does this do? I mean, we should not make them think. So for that thing, I want to just test it, because I know you guys are into Tudo's Live. You know how Tudo's Live works. Maybe for the first time you guys have had a bit difficulty, I feel, but over a period of time, now you know exactly what Tudo's Live does. You know where to go for, where to look for. But I just need from random guys, some really random guys, maybe non-technological, technical, I don't care. So can you guys do this for me? Again, one more thing. Okay, I'll tell you one more important thing. This is regarding marketing. So this assignment will cover 2 things. The other thing I want to talk about is marketing. That's called email marketing. Now you send this email to your friends. Do you think they answer it? Do you think they reply it? Okay, of course they are your friends. Who cares you the best may reply, but they won't reply with 3 points. They only reply with, okay, this is this, that's it, done. Right? Okay, that's what they do in general. So how do you persuade people to click on emails? How do you persuade people to, reply? Do you guys know anything about this? Yeah, mails they don't check. Okay, that's one scenario. If they don't check emails, just WhatsApp them if you have WhatsApp. Okay, that's where, or Facebook. Use Facebook or G Plus or Twitter or your, yeah, Facebook would do. But again, how many of them care? That's one more thing. So now, if you observe me, when I post something on Facebook or Twitter or G Plus, I tailor them. I don't post them as it is. Yeah, I've seen. But how many respond? That's the point. That's where I'm coming to. Okay, so there are some persuasion points in social media marketing. There are few points you got to remember. It's not about trying. Okay, now I'll tell you. These days you see those videos on Facebook which are getting responded. Okay, so there are three things people respond to. It's pretty awesome logic it is actually. It's called ETC. Okay, I'll post it here. ETC. Okay, the first one is ego. Okay, I don't know, this is off topic. Maybe this will be useful for you guys in marketing. Okay, the first thing is ego. So what exactly ego is? Suppose now Chinmay, what Chinmay does is, like, I know how to design web pages. Do you also want to know about it? Okay, then people who like Chinmay and who hate Chinmay, okay, they have two things here. Hey, Chinmay is learning something, why can't we click on it too? Okay, or people who like Chinmay, oh, Chinmay is telling that she made a website, why can't I do that too? So that's called ego factor. So it's all about, that's the reason why people play games. People play games because they have ego, that they want to go to the next level. That's the reason they play games, right? So the next is, I don't know what exactly T means. I forgot it. I could not recollect it. But the next is maybe thrust, I guess. I don't know. I'll get back this. The next is like giving only half of the information. Now you see these days you see how brave is this girl? Check this out. Check this video, right? So that's a curiosity level. Okay, that's curiosity actually. The third point. So curiosity is giving only half information. Like do you know how I built this website? Okay, so these are headlines. Or do you know what Tutors Life does? Did you see this website? Did you see what these students and tutors doing for the world? So like curiosity factor. The next factor is curiosity. Make people curious to know what exactly happening. You see these accidents on the road, so many people stop over there. Do you know why they stop? They don't stop for helping them. They stop there because they want to know what happened. So that's a curiosity factor. So make your post curious. When they are curious, then people tend to at least click on it. If they click on it, if they find it something in there what they have comfort, then they definitely either share it, like it, or comment it. So that's the social media thing. So I'll get back to this point, but keep in mind these 2 points. Anytime you're sending an email, you're sending a message, okay, you're posting something on your Facebook walls or Twitter or tweets, okay, remember this thing. Either make people jealous of you or give only half the information to make them curious. Okay, I hope I made sense here. Did everyone understand this? So that's where again the other point I want to tell you guys is that the social medias, they are different in a different sense. Like Facebook is all about emotional content. Okay, you don't get likes on Facebook for information, like for information. Actually, it's only all about emotion. You post a picture, you get a like. Okay, you post like somebody is struggling, somebody is passing out an examination. So Facebook is all about emotions. So now you have to tailor. Now we know ego and curiosity. So tailor messages now, right? So information, again, information is like something which is really useful. They're called urban legends, if you guys know about it, but forget about that. But Facebook is all about emotional content. So the emotional content like this, I was waiting for a job for 3 months, now I got hired thanks to Tudo's live. If you say that, okay, that's emotional content. I'm just saying, you don't have to post it. Okay, so Facebook is all about emotional content. Yeah, my brother is learning PHP and he made this website, and look how beautiful it is. So it's all about adjectives in Facebook. It's emotional content. Now coming to the Twitter, what sells in Twitter? Twitter is all about information. It's all about information. Hey, there's an earthquake in Ukraine. Alright, there's a tsunami in Bay of Bengal. So Twitter is all about. My voice is breaking now. How about now? Does everybody has the same problem here? So I won't post this video. Okay, this is only exclusively for live class. So you guys scribble it, write it down, or even record yourself. It's up to you guys. Okay. So yeah, Twitter is all about information, and Google Plus is again about information, but which is more than 140 characters. So G Plus is in a way helpful in that way. Pinterest is all about how beautiful is your post. That's about Pinterest. And LinkedIn only job postings. Hello. Anil, you have to log out, man. Okay, so that's how the information sells, and information is wealth, trust me. So this is the assignment, guys. I need this help from you guys. Okay, so at least pick 20. Minimum is 10, maximum is 20. Okay, all I wanna do is only this simple question. So WhatsApp or email or Facebook or Twitter, anything, use any medium. Okay, just tell them that email them back to you, give your email ID if possible, or whatever, get that information. It's just like you're posting it, you also have to care about your post. Am I getting the response? Okay, so yeah, Ganesh and Ankush, what's up, man? You guys are silent. So you guys think some serious conversation going on here? Okay, so yeah, that's one thing I needed from you guys. So based on that information, we're gonna change the website. We'll be changing our website's look and feel, the navigation and all the stuff. Okay, that is not feedback, but if majority of them say, hey, what is it, I mean, I don't understand, then we have to think a way that we have to make it better to use. Okay, that's one thing I need from you guys. Okay, so now let's look at div and span tags, what they do real quick, and then we move on to the next type of selector. Yesterday we have only talked about a tag selector, okay, which is also called as element selector. Now today we'll talk about class selector. Then I'll give syntax to all the 4 styling. First syntax, and then we start styling one by one. Okay, this is the agenda for today's class. Am I clear here? The agenda, does anybody want some modifications to this agenda? So let me know. So we'll see. and what else here we got? Yeah, that is it. Maybe I told you the other day, like, we'll be getting some projects, right? So they are in the pipeline, they'll be coming, but I'll pick up guys, I'll make teams based on the number of students, more people in the teams. So even before you guys doing standard work, I suggest I give a small work You have to clone it, replicate it, then send me back. Okay, so by the end of JavaScript I'll be giving you this assignment, because until then I hope you guys won't be good enough to make some templates or stuff. Okay, so what today's lab really looking at for is a PHP developer who is strong enough and a designer. So and we'll revolutionize. Actually, we'll do good stuff there. Okay, trust me, we'll be going great. And guys in Bangalore can come to the office if the office is set up. Okay, so they can come and personally meet me and learn from me in person. So it's a good opportunity for the people in Bangalore. Alright, so great. So I'm gonna share my screen here. Just let me know if there are any problems in seeing my screen. Yes, can you guys see my screen? So I'm gonna use a new editor here today. It's called Sublime Text. This is what I've talked about in the first class. Sublime Text, a better editor than Notepad++. Okay. So since the number of files every day are getting increased, then I felt like I had to go with Sublime Text. Okay. So guys, can you see my screen here? So this is how Sublime Text looks like. It's a free editor again. The advantage here is you can drop the entire folder. You don't have to go back, come forward to see each and file. All you gotta do is like click on a file, it opens here. Click on a file, it opens here. Alright, and you can navigate to the files. It's entirely a folder oriented. Okay, can you guys see my screen here? Yes. Okay, Ganesh, Ankush. Okay, and who else? Is Anil here? No. And Ganesh here? Here and idle? Okay. So yeah, let's start our program here. Okay, so this program is all about div and span. What exactly div and span does? Div and span are nothing but container tags. They are also called as HTML layout tags. So whatever the layouts you see out there in today's technology world, they're all done using div and spans. Okay, most preferably div. And they have no formatting, nothing like P tag is for paragraph, okay, and B tag is for bold. Okay, no problem. Okay, doc type HTML. Head, body. So inside the head I like to add a title. The title is again Tutus Live Super 10 div and span. And save. So even if I save, it goes to the folder. So this is div underscore span.html. Okay, so I'll be asking a few questions. So be careful. Just watch it. What I'm really doing here. So div. This is a div tag, and this is the first time Super 10 is using a div. Alright, so then I'll write one more div here. Okay, div tag, just plain div tag, no formatting, nothing. Okay, this is another div tag. We are just testing how the content inside the div looks like. Alright, I saved it. Let me go there to the folder. Where is it? Desktop, Super 10, div underscore span. Click on it. Alright, now tell me, is div a block line or an inline tag? Answer me this. Is div a block or inline? Is div a block or inline? Answers. Is div a block or inline? Inline. So what does exactly inline mean? What is the meaning of inline? Okay, it's a block level tag. Great. Because, yes, good. You are giving the reason, nice. Block has no style. Style does not define block level or inline. Exactly. So for that, let's do one small experiment here. So here, what I want to do here is I want to style it. Okay, style div background hash some, let's take 999 maybe. So let's see why exactly it's a block level tag. Okay, so it's a block level tag. Okay, there's a problem here. So even before that, let me talk about the class selectors. Yesterday we have seen about the tag selectors, right? So class selectors are nothing but, this is a tag, okay, any tag. So all you gotta say is class equal to some class name. So remember, class names are always small. Okay, if there are two words in the class name, separate them with a hyphen. This is my standard. You can follow any standard. My standard is class names are always small and they have a hyphen. If there are two words in the class name, if it's only one, suppose if it's only one, there's nothing, only small letters. If there are two, then this is how I do it. Okay, so let's take a paired tag. Now this is a class. So now this particular tag is identified by that class. So I can use that class to style something, or not something, to style that tag. So how I style it? I style it like this. Inside style, inside style dot. Always remember, when you are styling, okay, you have to use dot in front of class names. So dot class name, and the same property value. So what's the difference between yesterday and today? What is the difference? The only difference is this. So yesterday it was a tag there, now today it's a class. Okay, now why classes? Why not tags only? The reason is, now we have seen the div tag. There are so many div tags, right? There are two tags. What if I want to style only one div tag? How can I do it? There should be some other identifier, right? There should be something else other than tag, because when I say div, it's styling everything. I don't want that to happen. I want to identify everything with a unique thing, with a unique identifier. So that's where the class comes in. Okay, that's where the class comes in. So the rules, the number one rule with the class names, okay, these are rules. The number one rule is that class names must be small. This is my rule, today's live rules. Okay, must be small caps. Number two, second rule, two words in class name, use hyphen. Number three, class names can be one or more. Like, you can use the same class to multiple tags. Okay, instead of that, this is not a rule. You can use same class for multiple tags. Okay, so what happens, wherever the class is used to style, wherever the class is used to style, the rules will be applied there. The rules will be applied to all the tags with that class. Alright, so these are the specific rules and information about the classes. Okay, so now let's see with an example here. I'm gonna share my screen. Any questions in class names? This is really important. Class names are important from now onwards. I know what's this problem. This comes every time. Alright, so class names are really important. Okay, so any questions in class names? Can you guys hear me actually? Okay, great. So yeah, Anil, you did not miss much. I'm talking about only classes. Okay, so I'm gonna my screen is shared now. What I want to do here is I'll give different class names here to the divs. So here class equal to first, here class equal to second. So instead of div here, I'll use a class name. So how the class name starts? Class name starts like this, dot class name. So first background, okay, hash 888 or 880. Right, then for the second class, background, let's use complete contrast. So now let's see. Okay, see the div tag, this is the div tag. They are block level because it's occupying the entire scope, entire line. So I'll just show you guys the example here. So here to show more about the block level character of the div tag, I am typing this. So I'll show you guys. You see here, it's a block level tag because though it has entered here, it's occupying the whole space. Okay, so div is a block level tag. So now let's talk about span, the other tag we have seen, right? So here what I do is span okay, I am span, and you will be shocked to see my characteristics with respect to block and inline scope. So just random text. Okay, so now let's see what does this span guy does. Okay, so I'm gonna type one more span here, one more span. I am second span. Okay, one span is not enough to see what kind of a tag I have. kind of a tag, and hence I'm here. Alright, so just some random text there. I hope you guys could see my screen. Something happening here. Okay, great, thank you. So let's see what this span guy has. Now you guys have to tell me, is span a block level or inline tag? So my first sentence, tell me where does my first sentence end here? Okay, to be more accurate, let's do one thing. I'm gonna give this class equal to first. Okay, I can use, as I told you, one class can be used with multiple tags to style. Okay, I'm giving the same classes again, the first and second for the span, so that we can see what kind of a tag it is. You see now? Did you guys spot it? Now tell me what kind of a tag is span. Okay, here let's use one more class here, third. Background, so let's use 808. Okay, so what kind of a tag is span? Yeah, what kind of a tag is span? Inline tag. Nobody's answering, so you guys following it or not? So classes, you guys understood about classes? So to style a class, if class name equal to x, to style it, what's the syntax for it? If the class name equal to x, you want to repeat what the question? The question is, if class equal to x, okay, give me syntax for styling that class. Go ahead. So yeah, span is an inline tag. That's a question. So I was asking you guys, what kind of a tag is span? So by looking at the example there, okay, so you see that the scope is ended here. Whereas if it's a block level tag, it will occupy even if it's ended. Okay, like this. But since it's a inline tag, okay, that's how it is there. So div and span are used for layouts, and we'll see how we can do that in today's class. Okay, today's class will be more exciting. So .x property value. Okay, great. Who else? Who else is answering? Nobody's answering here. Anil? If class equal to x, give me the syntax for styling that class. So Chinmay, you made a mistake there. So if class equal to x, give me the syntax to do it. Okay, so I'll be telling it. Maybe this may help you guys. Yes, anybody else here with an answer? No? Okay, fantastic. So right, that's the div, span and classes. We are done. Now let's see what we can really do with our, we will come to the mainstream class. So this is really important. Okay, this class, div and span are really important, and we talked about the social media marketing too. So guys, do that as an assignment. I hope you guys will be doing it. Okay, this assignment. So div and span are used for layouts. Okay, layouts are really important. Code for span. Okay, you did not see the code for span. Okay, Okay, it's pretty simple. You can try it if you have your notepad open. Okay, span. So it's like just like div content. So span is an inline tag, it's not a block level tag. So we'll see in a while how we can use this inline and block level tags to lay layouts. Okay, fine. Okay, so coming to text here. So I mean there are so many properties, but we'll be talking only those which really matter to us. Okay, so the first and important is text align. Okay, so text align. So text align, what's the default text align? So if you guys can see here, okay, let me just we talk about syntax and we do the example that may help us. Left, fantastic, great. So now onwards I'll be using only div and span. Okay, alright, so let's go here. Doc type HTML, head, title, okay, save this as text underscore css dot html. Okay, or css dot text html, no problem. So body, so let's use a div here. Okay, so now onwards I'll be using only classes to style. Okay, so this time class equal to text style. Okay, so let's get some content. Do you guys know any content websites? Anything, any interesting website? For me, Wikipedia is interesting and Quora is interesting. Do you guys know about Quora.com? You guys know about this? I know what happened. So let's go to Wikipedia. It's not letting me sign up. No, you don't know about Quora? Okay, fine. Quora is a fantastic site. You'll love it. Right? So this is really fantastic website, Quora.com. Go explore it. You'll definitely love it. So let's say our topic is soccer. Today starts the soccer World Cup. Anybody love soccer World Cup? Anybody love soccer? Okay, so I'll just take this content here, go here and paste it. Yes? No? Okay. Okay. Fantastic. So which sport do you like? You did not mention that in your portfolio. So text CSS. Oh, what happened text CSS? maybe this is not letting us do anything. Let me just check it. Oh, we did not close body there. The body is here, the div is here, HTML is here, doc type is good. Are we making any mistake there? Yes, we're making a mistake. Nobody spotted it. Alright, so this is it. Okay, so now let's see. Text align is our property here. So default is left, it's left over there. So the possible values here are center, right, justify. Okay, center, right, and justify. Let's see it. So let's start with center here. So here I go, style, dot text style, text aligned, center. Let's see what happens here. See that everything is center aligned. So it is not supposed to use on bigger text. What I really suggest is go with, let's do this, H2. Okay, I'll say text styling using CSS. Right, text styling with CSS. Now on H2 I'll apply that. So here class equal to, okay, style heading. So from now onwards I'll be using only class names. Style, this is the best practice. Okay, you also do the same thing. Here text align, center, and for this I'll say text align. I don't want to do anything, so maybe I'll comment it out. Okay. So now you guys tell me what is the comment syntax in CSS. What is the comment syntax? Did you notice this? These two symbols? Did you notice these two symbols there? That's how comment is. So comment is something which goes inside this. This is a comment in CSS. Okay, that is comment in CSS. Oh, that is not the comment. That is just, you know, the content which goes inside that selector. Okay, now let's see if the center is applied or not. So I'm going to refresh this. Now you see this has come to the center. Alright, that has come to the center. Now I want to strike the entire thing off. Okay, for that we'll come here. I just want to delete the comments, so let's come here. Alright, so now text decoration, I'll say line through. Okay, text decoration line through. Let's see what happens here. You see it has been striked off entirely. So text decoration line through. So what does line through does? I told you guys this, you know, the text formatting tags, we have ins tag. If you guys can remember ins tag, it does the exactly same thing. So that's the reason I told you you won't use these tags. Okay, for now just learn for it. So text decoration line through. Okay, so there is one more text decoration here. So I'll comment out this text decoration, okay, overline. See, there is a line above it. Okay, this is overline text decoration, and you won't be using this anywhere else. And I'll tell you which tag will be, sorry, which style will be using. Okay, I'm just showing. Oh, something has come up over there. I just typed this symbol over there, so it has come. I don't know. Okay, and text decoration. Oh, I typed this maybe, so it has come. Fine. So that is the text. Now I want to start this paragraph, okay, from here. Okay, I want to move this to that side. What is that? What do we call if we move it from here to here? So it has to it's supposed to start here, right? But I moved it here. What do you call it? Yes, what do you call it? No idea. Text indent. You did not get me? This line should start from here, but somehow I'm starting it from here. What is that called? What is that process called? Okay, it's called indentation. Okay, text indent. I'll say 100 pixels. Let's see what it does. See that this is starting from here. Okay, like such I can move it to 200 pixels too. See that, starting from a different location. Okay, it's starting from a different location. That is indentation. Now there is one more thing. This is not much important. Okay, there's one more important thing here. Line height. Okay, there is something called line height. So just observe what line height does. Any idea what line height does? Line height, give me some answer, any answer. Line height. Line height, what exactly meaning of line height? Okay, line height 20 pixel. It's not working at 40 pixels maybe. Okay, so the line height is nothing but the height between two lines. Okay, two lines, line height. Where do we use this? Suppose, yes, line spacing. Line spacing, it's called line height. So where do you use it? You use it like when you're developing for mobiles too. Okay, let me just give 0 pixels here. Let's see what happens here. See that, 0 pixels. So that means there is no height between the lines. Okay, so this is 10 pixel. So when you're designing it for mobiles, you'll be using the line height. So because I'll show you guys what really happens for mobiles. You see that with mobiles, this is a mobile device. It becomes hard and hard to read, right? That's called responsive design. So that's where you will be using the line height. Now if I say line height equal to some 30 pixels, okay, now let's go and see the mobile version here. You see that now it's readable fairly. Alright, that's the line height. And there is one more thing called word spacing. Word spacing, what does word spacing do? What does word spacing do? Yes, yes, word spacing. Space between words. Fantastic. That's it. You guys know everything before. So this is word spacing. Okay. Why again word spacing? It again depends upon what kind of application is yours. So I gave 0 pixels. So now it looks better. I can give minus, I guess. Minus also. I don't know. But yeah, space between words. Fantastic. Okay, so there is one more thing. This is again important, which is text transform. Okay, I said text transform uppercase. So what does this do, guys? What does this do? Everything is capitalized. Right? Then I have lowercase. What does this do? All lower. And then I have capitalize. Every word's first letter is capital. Every word's first letter is a capital. Now let's jump back to our heading there. Okay, let's style our heading here. One more important one here, which is text shadow. Okay, text shadow. The first is the horizontal width. Okay, let's say 10 pixel. The second is the vertical shadow, which is 10 pixel. Then the next is a color. So let's take a color F0F. Maybe this may be yellow color. Let's see what our heading does here. Oh, that's purple. Okay, that's the shadow of that. 10 is way bigger. Let's take 2 pixels and 2 pixels, and let's use a nice color. Right, so there is a shadow over there, if you can see here. Okay, that's the text shadow. Okay, the first is this width, the second is the vertical width, and the third property is the color. Alright, so I'm going to come back to class here. I list everything here. So text align is center, right, or justify. Now you guys tell me text decoration. What are the possible values? First, we have seen overline. We have seen line through. We did not see two properties, underline and none. We'll see this in a while in links. You guys are not answering. That makes me sad. Text transform. So what are the values of text transform? At least if typing is hard, type the first letter. Capitalize. Then lowercase. Nice. Then first letter is capitalize. Yes, that is capitalize. And then the uppercase. Yeah, caps is uppercase. Fantastic. So then the next we have is what is text indent. So text indent is nothing but just a number pixel. Okay, a number pixel. Okay, that's text indent. So there's nothing but, and line height is the same, right? Line height is the same. Line height is the same, number and pixel. So I'll say do. And what else? We have text shadow. Text shadow. What we have? Horizontal. I call this as spacing, because that's the distance from the word and the shadow. Okay, horizontal spacing, vertical spacing, and color. That's a text shadow. Line height is done, and we had a word spacing. Again, it is nothing but the number pixel. The number pixel. And yeah, did we miss anything here? Indent is done. That's it. So these are the text properties. So the next is our font. So how do we manipulate the font? So when we talk about text and font, so text is nothing but just the content of it. Font is nothing but the shape of the content. Okay, so if you guys can see here, see, this is the content itself. We are not doing anything with the shape of the content, like, you know, is like that, and is like that. We did not change anything. All we have done is manipulating, like, you know, the distances, underlines and stuff. We are not manipulating the font itself. So font is something which is the script. Okay, now in this with this property, we can even change the font. You know, I don't want this font. This font may be Times New Roman font, maybe, I don't know exactly. Okay, so I don't want that font. I want some awesome font. We'll see now how we can, you know, download some awesome font and use in our web pages. Okay, so doc type HTML, HTML, head, title, Tudor slide, Super 10, CSS, font styling. Alright, here's a body. Alright, here's a body. Okay, and here is let's write a heading here, h3. Okay, I'll say about me. Okay, something about me. This is a heading. So here what we write is css underscore font dot html. Alright, so here I'll write a div. I'll write a class here. I'll say class is content. Okay, I'll say here class equal to heading. Now let's see. So content about me. You know, I am a web developer and my core skill is PHP. Oops. I can also design web pages using HTML, CSS, etc. Okay, and then here I'll use a UL. Okay, just for the sake of it. Li. Okay, whenever you use UL, use a li. My favorites, something like that. My favorites. Okay, this is about me, so I write my favorites. So here what I do is I say span okay, I'm using a span there, or I can use a div too. Okay, let me use span, no problem. Class equal to heading, because it's a heading. Alright, so I'll use a br here. Alright, my favorites. So my favorites are cricket is my favorite. I love, you know, watching and playing cricket. Then I love soccer too. I like the people here love soccer. I love watching soccer, but not all the teams, only the big teams like Germany and stuff. Then I like movies, more kind of thriller ones. I don't watch a movie which has no story in it. Okay, and what else? So you have to replicate this. Okay, the same file, and yeah. Then the other thing I like is I love rock music. So Led Zeppelin is my favorite band. So here I'll write it. Led Zeppelin is my favorite. Oops, favorite band. Alright, so that's it. Let that be. Let's not waste much time here. Are you back? Great. Thank you. So let's go here. CSS font. So this is it. Alright, so this is it. Now I want to change the font sizes. Everywhere there is a heading. Okay, I want to use font, one kind of font. Everywhere where there is a content, I want to use a different font. So first thing, how do you include a font? So for that, the syntax is, okay, the first and the foremost is called font family. Yeah, you did miss a lot of things. Okay, no problem. The video, if you are lucky enough, will be available. So font family, we have Times New Roman, Comic Sans, Verdana. Okay, we have different types of font families out there. Okay, so font family will tell us what kind of font we want to use it. Okay, that's a font family. So you need not worry about this font family, because I'll tell you a simple way. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is www.google.com/fonts. Go here. There are my two favorite fonts. The first is Ubuntu. Okay, this is the Ubuntu font. Search for it, Ubuntu, and say add to collection. Okay, then I have one more favorite font, which is Droid Sans. Droid Sans. You see here the first one. Okay, I'll say add to collection. That's it. Whatever you want fonts, you can add. Like search for it, say add to collection. Then you see this use. Click on use. It says what are the varieties you want in it. I want all the varieties, please. So check it. Check boxes. Okay, these are form check boxes. Then here, okay, what it says, add this code to your website. So copy it, come to your page, below the title, paste it. Okay, then the next, if you want to use Droid Sans, you have to say font family Droid Sans. Okay, so I'll use Droid Sans for my content. So how? Style dot content. Okay, for headings, okay, let's see if it's applied or not. Right, we have to see if it's applied or not. So coming here, this is the content. Right, this is the content. So let's see. You see it? It has been changed over there. Right, it has been changed. Now for all the headings, I want to use the other font. Dot heading. The other is Ubuntu. Let's see if it is applied or not. You see this? It has been applied here. Alright. Okay. Now one more thing here. This is also heading, right? My favorites, but it does not look like a heading. let's make it as a heading. So the next property we gonna use here, the first is font family, the next is font weight. Font weight will be light, lighter, bold, bolder, and 100 to 900, like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So 100 is lighter, 900 is bolder, 400 is normal, 600 or 700 is bold, like such. So most of the times we'll be using only bold and light. Alright, okay, let's see. So all the heading, so the next font weight, all the headings I want them to be bold. Let's see now. See that? It's now bold. But still it does not look like a heading because the font size, the size of these two are the same. Now I want to change the font size. How do I change the font size? We have another property here called font size. Font size can be done in three ways: number pixel, number em, number percentage. The best way to use is percentage. 100 percentage is 12 pixel. 200 percentage is, then if 100 percentage is 12 pixel, what is 200 percentage? Font size, say 200%. Guys know about mathematics? Okay, fantastic. So 200% is way big. I don't want that. Maybe 150%. This is better, right? So this is font. There are only three properties in font: the font family, the font size, and the font font weight. Alright, so font family, you see now it looks great, right, with using font family. Now I can download any font, like say, not just that, I go here, okay, I just search for it, anything. I can even search with this also, categories, okay, with thickness, with slant, with width. So I mean, designers will be knowing much about this, but I personally like the fonts I like are, I'll tell you guys the fonts I like. So already I told you Ubuntu is my favorite for headings. Jokerman font, I don't know about it. Okay, I'll use Ubuntu for headings. Droid Sans for content. I'll be sharing one file. I have this. That's really cool. It says what contrasting fonts you have to use. You should not use more than 2 font variations. Remember this. Only 2 font variations. Okay. Droid Sans, and what else we have here? And I use Palo. I use Open Sans. This is also good. And there was one more thing. So, but yeah, these are really good. I don't know what is Jokerman. Let's look for it. So we have a suggestion here. Jokerman. Yeah, we do have here. Oh, cool. Let's use this. But that's a paid one. That's not a Google font. So these are only fonts free to use. There are some things which are paid fonts. Alright. Okay. So now let's see the links. Any questions here, guys? I'm not asking about your questions. Yes? Nothing. Practice. That's it. I don't say questions, it's just practice. I want you guys to practice. Go back again to the portfolio. experiment on portfolio. Experimentation is the only way to do it. Your portfolio, just try experimenting. I'll show you one thing here. Yesterday I was talking about that thing, how do you, or forget about it, fine. I mean, how do you put background images for each block? You can do it now, like since we have divs and spans there, right? So this is a span, this is this. Now let's do about links and lists. Start links. Okay, so here let me share my screen. So we have 8 minutes here, no problem. So let me share my screen here. So here I can use links inside list also, like this. A href equal to what does target equal to blank does. Yeah guys, what does target equal to blank does? Any idea? No idea? Then get idea. Target equal to blank. No? Fantastic. So now let's see. Usually I'll use this to fill it, because as of now I don't know what are the links which go in there. Okay, so when I know, I'll put those links. But let's see how does it look like on the front. So refresh. Now you see everything is a link. So whenever somebody clicks on cricket, I want to go to cricinfo.com. Alright, so anytime if anybody wants to clicks on that link, I'll go to cricinfo.com. Now anybody who clicks on soccer, let's say, I want to go to FIFA 2014 website. So FIFA.com. Okay, anybody who clicks on football, soccer, they should go to FIFA.com. Alright, so I copy, paste. Now anybody who clicks on thriller movies should go to imdb.com. okay, this is the website for movies. So I will click on genre, so I'll say thriller. So this is a genre. How do I find the genre here? Okay, let me click on this, then I'll find the genre here. Okay, let's say crime maybe. Oops. Oh, I do have. Okay, it should go here if somebody clicks on that. You still did not answer me my question there. What does target equal to underscore blank does? So rock music should go to youtube.com. Alright, and Led Zeppelin should go to the Led Zeppelin official website. I don't know exactly, but Led Zeppelin.com. Alright, so let's see now. I'll close everything here, the fonts and the stuff. I click here. You see now, previously what are the links there? The link color was this, right? So why am I saying this? Every link has 4 states. If you guys can remember that, what are the 4 links? Open link in new window. Fantastic. What are the 4 states of a link? Okay, active. So what is active? Active. Okay, you guys don't remember anything. Okay, so it's link. Link is a link which is not visited. Okay, then visited. Visited is that link which is visited. And then hover. Right, these are the 4 states of a link. Now we can style for every of the state. Okay, let's start with a link. There is no special styling. All we can do is color and text decoration. That's it. Color, text decoration and background. Color, text decoration and background. That's it. So let's see how we can style it. So here, okay, what I can do here is the first is link, color. Okay, I want to make a black color there, and I want to do text decoration none. Okay, it's a black, text decoration none. Let's see. Okay, this link is I know what happened, but even black should come up there. Let's see what's really happening there. Oh, it did not give black, I gave white. Okay, fine. That's not black, I'm sorry. Alright, it's black. So black is kind of mixing in it. So what we do is, let's use red. So this link is not visited yet, right? Hence that's the reason it's only red. But these links are already visited. So the next is visited. Let's say A visited. Color. So I want to use a green color on that. However, the text decoration is none. You see, they are green now because they have been already visited. Alright. So then the next is, okay, green looks a little odd, little light actually, not odd. Let's use, oh, this is even crazy. Let's do this. Let's use this color. I don't know what color it is. It's kind of black. Or let's use, okay, some color. So now this is the most favorite one. My favorite property is this, hover. For hover, what I do, I'll add a background. I'll add this background. What is that color? 000. Okay, for hover. Again, I want for hover. Let's see what's really happening here. Hover. Okay, let me just refresh this. Now you check it out. Hover. This cool property I like. You see that? Hover. This is hover state. Then the last state is active. A active. For active, okay, I'll show you guys what exactly is active. For active, background hash, I'm gonna use a red background and white font. Alright, so let's see. Active is nothing but clicking and holding is active. You see? Just about to click. So red background with a white font. Alright, red background with a white font. I leave now. It has gone there. Now it's visited, right? So let's click on this. What happens we see? ledzeppelin.com. If I don't know if it's there or not. Okay, it's there, unfortunately. Okay, now let's come back here to our page and see what is the color of it. Now it has changed to the visited page. See, now if I remove my cache, everything turns to a link. Okay, now you see, this is hover state, this is active state, and that was the early state. Oops. Alright,